Okay, welcome back, everyone. And in today's episode, we're just going to go through the room as it's going along, deal with some stuff, of course, that we always have to deal with. So, in here, we got all little Molly guys hanging out. They're growing up pretty good. They're all over the place in there, which is good. And the shrimp are always just, I don't know, they just seem to just breed like crazy for me in every single tank. In here we have just shrimpolas everywhere. And there's some snails in there. I'm not even sure if they survive in this for some reason. Then this is the 135 that cracked. Okay. So at first I was thinking to myself, that's it, it's gone, just chuck it out, right? But the more I keep thinking about it, I think the problem that I actually had, I couldn't figure out why would it crack. Well, I think I know why. I think I was filling it up way too much. I mean, it's a thick glass tank, and I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to fill it up to, at least the black of the rim, right? I mean, but I think that's just way too much at the design of the tank. I don't know. They might recommend, that you only fill it up to here, but I was filling it all the way up. So I learned my lesson with that. That's one. So what I was thinking is, well, when it drained to about, I'm going to say it drained to about here, okay, and stopped. Because the pressure, if I can come, the pressure, I think, was mostly here because it was filled up so much. The pressure was pushing against those two sides, because this is one solid piece of glass here. There is no cut here. This is a solid piece. It's not acrylic, it's glass. So the pressure was killer on top right here, probably where the back meets the side, because that silicone could possibly stretch out, right? And then when you look inside and you look at the silicone itself, I'm just looking at this with you, okay? I'm gonna try to look at the silicone now. I don't see it. Now, this was my first attempt at siliconing a thing. It's horrible, but it held water this whole time. As a matter of fact, it held so much water that it broke it broke the tank. So that's I think it was called SAI or something like that, silicone, and so it was really good. And I must have did a decent job. I don't know if that's actually the stuff coming away. Like, it looks like it might be shriveling a little bit and coming away, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just I had put it on so thick, like just because I didn't know what I was doing, so I threw it on there really thick. And I guess let's take a look at this one. Yeah, I think it's just really thick. Like, I did the whole thing, so it's kept up for a couple of 2 years now that I've had it, and but not anymore. So it's gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it, really clean it out. I think I'm going to get rid of the stupid background. I think I'm going to also change the way this was also, I think, contributing to the whole design stress situation, because I had this thing flowing out, and it's, you can see that this is hanging on this piece right there, which is, if you were to pull that side, where would it break, would you say, along the front? It wouldn't break in the middle, because it would find the fastest spot along this, because it would start here with the pressure and bend this part out as much as it could until it got to the first point where it was weak enough to break, and there it was right there. So it broke from there. It immediately shot to the corner and followed the corner straight down. That's why I think it didn't leak so much from right here. If I can get that, see that? There it is, right there. Right? You can see that it cracked up the whole length of the thing here, and then at the very top, it split off. So at first I said it broke at the bottom, but nope, it didn't. Because if I was going to pull on anything, I would think that the top piece where it's right there is less of a secure point than that piece, that corner down there. So if those two corners, that's the bad corner. That's going to pull out more than anything else. It pulled, it tried to, find, like I said, it went, the stress was here. Finally, at this point, it was enough, it's enough of a straight run to bend, and that's where it hit, boom, and it broke. And you see how it broke. It didn't break and snap the whole piece straight down to the bottom, snapped this way. It snapped and ran right back to the corner, because the corner was the most secure of the two corners, the upper corner and the lower corner, because the lower corner has the entire bottom securing the side to the front, you know what I'm saying, that whole piece in. It's not secure side to the front because it's one piece. But at the top, it's only secured right there. There's nothing here that's holding it all together. So, little lesson learned on that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first clean it, dry it, get rid of the stupid background, I think, because I'm getting sick of backgrounds, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to get rid of that background there eventually too, because you know what? White walls show the fish just as good as anything else. I know people paint the things black, but I don't know why. Just have white walls, or I guess you can paint your walls whatever you want, technically. So right now what I'm doing is I'm getting all the water out of here. I'm going to clean it really good, dry it really good, get these hoses off, because when if it works, I'm going to glue it first with just straight up like Gorilla Crazy Glue, and I'm going to let that sit for a day. I'm going to really gook it on there, and then I'm going to silicone with I think I have this Silicone 1, GE Silicone 1, which I'm pretty sure has been a standard that people use all the time anyway. So I'm just going to do that. And what I'm going to do is, after I glue the crack all the way down, let it dry, I might even glue it again just to let the glue sit, like really fill it in, because I guess the first one kind of just like some spots to be dry. So I'll do that, and then I'll silicone with the stuff on the outside and the inside, top to bottom. Now the biggest problem I think I'm going to have, I don't want to go in there sideways, but is going to be down there at the corner where the crack goes beyond the silicone. And what I think is going to happen is I'm going to have to cut a little bit of that silicone. I'm not going to go anywhere near the joining part at the bottom, but I'm just going to cut a little bit off the wall of the round, and I'm going to alcohol the crap out of it, and I'm going to dry it and alcohol the crap out of it and dry it again, and then I'm going to silicone the inside of it. And then after whatever 48 hours, I'll leave it. I'm going to fill it up. And if I can get to, let me see if I can get a good, all right, so here it is, right? So if I can get to around here, I would be so happy, because that would be really cool. You know what I think I'm going to do? If I can get it to fill up to here and not have a problem, I think I'm going to put a bunch of wood and plants and all kinds of stuff. And I think I'm going to I think I might get some like crabs. I saw those little, like, I think they're called like vampire crabs or whatever. They were just incredible looking. To just watch them do their thing was just amazing. But you really have to, I guess, set it up really good. So we'll see what happens. And that was pretty much it for that. Other than that, I got the guppy guys are going crazy. Oh, I did get finally. This is that shrimp tank from the other room that was by itself. All of that, okay, all of that pothos flying out of that side, and I don't know if you can see above there. Let's see if I can lift up. Yeah, all of this here, right, this whole thing, you can see, is all coming out of this tank, which is just insane with stuff. somebody would say, why don't you just, like, why don't you clip all that stuff and straighten it out a little bit? And, to be honest, the only thing I might try to do is I might try to get this, I don't know what plant this is. It's not pothos, it's like an aquatic plant, I forgot what they call this one, but I think it's here too. See this long piece here? Let me see if I can see, like this one. If I could, whatever they call that, propagate it, you know what I mean? I would love to have aquatic plants in my tanks, but they never seem to work for me. They die, or the fish seem to eat them and stuff. Then we're back to the little albino Cory guys, which, again, you look at them and you go, wow, they're doing so good, right? Oh, wow, look at them all. They're really swimming around. They're doing good. But yet, man, every once in a while, I'm looking around, and all of a sudden, there's a dead guy. And I know I was watching one of the other fish tube guys, and he said, that's just the way it goes. It's fishing, it's aquarium stuff. That's what's going to happen. You're going to lose fish. And I understand that. And yeah, I get it. But it's just, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's such a crappy feeling when you're like, oh, man. Especially because, what surprises me is, I know that they're all, like, I look at my guppies and it's kind of hard to see, to say, hey, that's Joe and that's Fido and that's, whatever. But, like, let's say these guys here, just as an example. I know that those 7 Tiger Bob guys right there, they're probably like a year old. I mean, you see how they got pretty big. But they've been around for so long, since I first got the 135 going. Those were like some of the first guys I got. And these little Danios at the top, believe it or not, it's also pretty weird. I don't think they were doing as good in that 135 as they're doing right now in this 90. I'm sorry I keep looking back and forth with the camera. They're doing so good in this right here. I'm not even sure why. It has just sponge filters. That thing has a Fluval FX4 or something going, and it had massive air stones. So I would think that one would be like, wow, man, that was like awesome. And it's so much bigger. It's a 135, this is a 90. But yet they seem to be doing so much better in here. They're calm and they're swimming around nice. They're doing their little, almost like schooling, which they do, but it's, I don't know, in the other one, everybody seems to be a little erratic, like, I guess it's got a lot of stuff to hide around, too. The other one did have my patented mops, but I think this one's got a little more, and I think they're a little more spread out. So that might, just that little bit might make them a little more comfortable with swimming through them rather than just it being a big bunch of stuff. Then as we go across here I'll try to bring these down. This is just these are all just goldfish babies that I had. There's the mama right there. She was, again, one of the first fish I had gotten. I had a little pond outside, and that was it. I got this little tiny fish, and I bought, like, I think 3 or 4 of them, and 2 of them survived. The male is actually outside in the outdoor pond, and I took her in because it had gotten really cold, and over the winter, I was a little nervous about keeping any of those guys out there. As a matter of fact, I had a gourami. I think it was a blue gourami somebody had given me when I got a tank, and it didn't make it through the entire winter. And I'll show you the other guys. I don't know if we can get it. They're a little shy, those guys, but you might see back there the silver dollar guy. You see him back there? Well, him and his little buddy underneath him were also outside in the outdoor pond because I had gotten them during the summer when I had gotten the tank, and I figured, hey, I'll put them outside, and they didn't make it through the winter. I actually caught them. I got them both because they both were like just stunned at the bottom of the pond, and I saw them, and I was like, that don't look good. And the temperature was, I think I kept it at like 50 something. It was never went under like 50 for sure, but that was way too cold for those guys. So I brought them in, and they just came back to life like crazy. Now this is this is the guppy tank now, because there's just so many of them, and I'm probably going to be finally getting rid of a big batch of them right now, because there's just too many guys in here now. And they again, I'm not sure why, but guppies seem to do really, really good in my tanks, and these molly guys too, I gotta say, have been around for a while. They don't there's a couple of white ones in there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There's one of them. There he is. He's hanging out. And he's got his buddy somewhere, his girlfriend. But I would love for them to have babies, because I don't have any white ones. Now, I'm not sure, it's getting a little hard to keep an eye on every single guy, But like I was saying before, you kind of, even though they're just fish and there's like a bunch of them, you kind of get used to them, and you kind of start to say, I know that little girl, that fatso back there, that's that fat little girl. I know her. If something happened, I would be very, very upset. Same thing with, I don't know, back, we were having a lot of trouble with little fatso here. And this one had so many problems. She was really just, I would find her floating on the bottom of the tank, just like dead, and I'd be like, oh my God. And look at her now. Look at how chubby she got, and look at her fins got all, like, they really got nice and stand-uppy, Then there's this guy here. And he's really cool too, because I like the white ones, the goldfish that are just really white, mostly white, Then there's this guy up here, and he was having some fungal problems, but I think we saved him because he is doing okay. He gave him some methylene blue, and he's doing all right. Then this little guy here, I try to get him to eat. I don't know if he's going to make it or not, because he doesn't eat too good. But he has been eating the last couple of days, so it's a little hopeful that he's going to get a little belly again, and he'll be all right. Otherwise, he's just he's got like a flat stomach kind. I don't know if you can see that. See, it's like sunken in on the bottom. I feel so bad because I try to get him to eat, but I don't know what's the problem. And then of course there's this guy here who I think. He's all of a sudden he's doing so much better. He's really got chubby, but he had a little wound on his side there, and I'm not exactly sure what happens to these fish, but they get just weird things happen to them, like that little wound. I mean, I don't know where he got, he must have cut it on something or whatever, but it got like an infection. And it got, it had like that cottony fungus coming out of it and everything. And I was like, oh my God. So I tried to get him, again, I methylene blew him right away and tried to just tweezer some of that stuff off of there, without touching his wound really, And, but he's back, and he's doing really good, and he's actually starting to get a little fat actually. Now on these guppy guys, I just want to show you this one guy, because all these guppies that are here are babies of this one guy, if I can find him. And he's back there. You see that orange guy right there? He's not going to stop. You see that little guy back there? He's right in the middle. I wish I gotta get like a GoPro or something really good, but if you see that guy, man, oh man, that guy is... Oh, where'd he go? Damn it. There he is. He is the father of everybody, I think, okay? When I first got a couple of guppies, I just got a couple of guppies because I wanted to get rid of some Hydra, and he was one of them. And I only got a couple of them, and there was a couple of these grayish females, and boy oh boy, he went to town because this. I mean, wow. There's some really beautiful ones in here. Like I have a. It seems like I have a lot of females, right? I would think that those gray ones mostly are females, but some of these guys just are so pretty looking. Like look at these weird colors and stuff. And then there was a couple of guys that actually have like a. It might be like see that guy right there. Like look at that guy's color. That's wild, right? He disappeared behind the thing. There's another guy right here. Look at that thing. Whoa. Oh, all right. Another guy. Yeah, they really have, some of them really have some nice colors, but that little dude, man, he is a terror. Look at him go. Look at him go. Man, oh man. I got to say, I was really nervous about this wood, and it's doing pretty good, actually. I think this tank is doing really good because of the wood, which is really weird. It was wood that I got out of my backyard. I don't know exactly what the tree was. It was like some sort of, I want to say like an evergreen hedge almost, you know what I mean? Something like that kind of thing. And it just, it was dead, and it was like it had roots and stuff, and it just was huge. So, but it really did good, I gotta say. All right, this video is going way too long, so I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be mostly probably about this tank. And if I guess maybe I'll do some while I'm siliconing it just to do it, I guess. But otherwise, mostly it'll be because we'll want to see if it holds water. All right, see you later, alligator.